Well, good morning, good afternoon, almost morning, afternoon. We're going to just spend a little bit of time today talking about employability. So if you want to pass those that way, please. And short topic, just have some handouts for you. I wanted to put before you so you can have a good look at them. My name is Randy Martin, and I'm the CEO founder here at Covenant. We have employed probably about, I would guess, somewhere near 100 foster youth in the past, former foster youth in the past 10 years, and employ another, I don't know, on a daily basis, probably 15 staff, and then lots of other volunteers and folks. So what I want to share with you today is just some basic tips around employability and how you can position yourself for whenever you're going for jobs or in front of an employer or someone that you want to impress, how you can do that best. And so what I did was kind of talk to some friends and go through top 10 employment characteristics that folks are looking for. So the first sheet that you have that says employability is the one I want to focus on in the beginning. And employability just is the attributes and skills that you have inside of you right now that make you able to get a job and keep a job. So not everybody can do everything, right? So I would never go to a mechanic shop and say I want to be a mechanic because I don't have that skill set. So it would be a really bad decision for me to make a nice resume or cover letter and say, hey, I'm here for your job, because I'd do horrible at the job, right? Now there's other things I can do well. Now you match that with your employer's need, and that's where it really takes off and you get some success. The age you're in right now, some of the jobs you're going to have are just going to be jobs that come and go. But eventually what is going to need to happen for you to succeed in your life and get the things you want, cars, houses, boats, land, whatever you want in your life, dream world, you're going to need to have a career. So the skill set that is inside of these employability steps is the same skill set that will help you in your career because they're transferable. So top 10, and they sound so simple, but really everybody that I've ever worked with that has either left here in a job or got fired, they basically fail at one of these 10 things. First one, be on time. That's just it. So we learned a long time ago, if you're on time, you're late. If you're early, you're on time. So the more you're at work, the more dependable you are. I'm just going to tell you right now, that's a huge thing today. People just don't show up. I have a foster son who's now 30 something. And so he got a job the other day and he posted on Facebook, he goes, I'm already pissed about this job. And I keep reading, he said, I was late the first day, now I got to see the HR lady. I'm like, you're mad because you were late to a job you just got, and now you got to see the HR lady, so you're mad at the job. But that's a mindset. So evidently he didn't even get number one. So I'm wondering how long he's going to survive at that job. 2, willing to learn. You've got to come in and meet with that person. So let's say that HR lady just wanted to talk to him about what happened. And he could have said, hey, I got a flat tire. Well, she's obviously going to say, well, let's work on how we can get some better transportation. What should you have done? How could you have called and let us know? But you have to be willing to learn. If he's just mad because he has to meet with someone because he did something wrong, that's not employability. Having a positive attitude. You know what? That's the only thing you can control, whether you're a mom or in any relationship at all or working. That's the only thing you can't control. If the lights go out, if something breaks, if you spill something, the one thing you can control is your attitude. So when you have that attitude, employers, man, that is attractive. They want good people around because good people breed good people and they make it a positive workforce. Good listening skills. So many times people miss the point at work just because they don't listen. When you go into the room, I'd like you to get the purple pen, a glass of water, and bring back the paper that says employability. And somebody comes in here and grabs this rubber band, this green pen, one of these pieces of paper, and my glasses. Because they heard a little bit of everything, but they didn't really hear what was said to be done. Now, That's not a big deal in this little request. But if you're working with a drill press, or you're working with a forklift, or you're working with knives, or and you're not listening, it's a bad deal. The other day we had the Army guys in here. If you're hanging out with guns and you're not listening, it's a bad deal. So we've got to make sure that we're listening, not just in our relationships, because that's going to help you succeed, but also at work. So by the way, these are all also applicable. This is what's weird. Basic life skills transfer into every area. So this is good for work, relationships, parenting, all that stuff. 5, be a good team player. Man, you got to work well with others. So many people just fail at, I hate Susan hates Tom, and I just like drama. And that's good for TV shows, but it's bad at work, because we got to get stuff done. We don't have time for drama. Nobody has time for that kind of stuff. So it doesn't mean that we don't have life issues. It just means that be a team player. If somebody's hurting, help them up. If somebody's happy, clap with them. Self-management. This is you taking initiative. So if I'm done in this room, I'm going to look for things to do. Maybe this cord looks shabby here, so I'm going to fold this up and take care of it. I'm going to check out these drawers. I'm going to go above and beyond what I was asked to do, just because I, A, don't want to be bored, but B, I want to contribute to the workplace. So taking initiative, being a self-manager, that also helps you at home. Communication, listening, learning, speaking, writing. All those things are going to help you in life in the long run and the short run. I met with a youth the other day. We were going over his budget, and I was shocked. A very young man, 18 years old, and just shocked that mail wasn't a part of his world. So he's getting bills in the mail and not opening them. I'm like, you've got to open your mail, and you've got to read it, and then you've got to write people back if they do things. And if it's a bill, you've got to pay it. But it was just not clicking. And I'm not judging, because he never had someone say, hey, yeah, go get the mail. Or he had just walked out literally of a group home and into a care situation. And so we've got to understand that even these skills that maybe we don't have, we go chase them. So you may not have had the best education, but that doesn't mean you can't figure it out now, how to read, write, do math. All that stuff's really key and critical, and it just gets more important the older we get. Managing your time well. So this means, how am I going to structure my life, whether it's just planning an event or just planning an event you have. One of the things we do in our family is called backward mapping. So let's say we want to go to bed at 10, and there's all these things that we want to do, and I get off at 5. I've only got 5 hours. So you can go home and wing it, or you can backward map and say, I want to be in bed at 10. That means I want to watch a movie that's going to take an hour, so that's starting at 9. And then I want to eat. Well, I'm going to eat, and I want some digestion. I want to go for walks, so that's at 7. So I've got no free time, because we think we've got tons of free time, but we don't. So you backward map all the way, and then I figure out, okay, I could ride my bike from 5:30 to 6:30, and then I'm done. And then I got to get cleaned up and start the rest of the thing. If I don't, guess what you do? You just go home, you start filling that stuff, and you don't do any of the things you wanted to do. So you can do the same thing at work. You backward map. If they say, hey man, I need you to clean this lot, and then I want you to take that car in for an oil change, and you've got 4 hours to do that on that shift. Well, you can backward map it. Well, guess what happens? If you don't finish it between now and noon, and then you want to take the place to the oil shop to get it changed, well, they're all at lunch. So you could flip it and go, I'll take the car in now to get the oil changed, then I'll come back and do the lot. When the lot's over, then I go get the car, it's done, and I'm done. But if you don't think through these things in time management, we're going to miss all of it. Having integrity. This one is probably one of the biggest that will get you fired, a bad name in the community, any of that stuff. If you lie, cheat, steal, and then the other one, just don't follow the rules. Following the rules is so simple. Employers, anybody, even in your relationship, they want people to be honest, to have integrity, to show some empathy that they care, and just follow the rules. So if we set up rules with each other, this is what we follow. So having that kind of integrity in your life is just going to help. And then the last one, being organized, clean, neat, orderly in your work area and projects. It's remarkable how much you can get done when you know things are in the right place. We just went through a little remodel at my house, and my wife moved some stuff around, and I keep walking right back to the same drawer to get a fork and a knife, but it's not there anymore. It's over here. So it's organized, but it's in a different place then, so it's not orderly for me. I'll get there, but right now it's not the same way. So I have to take all these extra steps throughout the day just looking for things. Well, it doesn't mean we're not organized. I'm just not ordered to that process. When you're that way in your home life and at work life, then it'll kind of shine. So that's that page. The bottom of the page just tells you how you can make that stand out. So let's say you want to apply for a job as an aide at Amazon. You're going to go to Amazon and you want to be one of the box pullers and guys that's helping get an order from someone online. They're going to hire 2,800 employees, and you want to make sure that you're in the stack. So you want to be thinking about what skills do you have that match their needs, okay? So if you're a slow worker, you probably don't want to apply at Amazon. I mean, you guys order stuff at Amazon, it's here the next day because somebody's fast and they're moving around. They're not taking their time, right? So they want people that do that. So if you are a quick worker, you could say, I'm a quick learner, right? I'm organized, I operate fast, and I work hard. Man, if I'm Amazon, I'm going, okay, I'm going to interview this person. And that's your cover letter where you're tagging some of the things that you want with the things you know they need, okay? Same thing if you're a mechanic or you're going to apply as a forklift driver. And then you say, hey, I went to West Tech and I got my forklift license. I'm a safe person. I'm a good team player. That's the things they're looking for. If you're going to come work in the coffee house, I love coffee. I'm willing to learn more to be a barista. I've always been interested in the food and beverage industry, and I've got my food handler's card. And so those things line up with your resume that you're putting in and your experience. And if you don't have any experience, you say that in your cover letter, which is just simply, as it says here, a cover letter is just something, a document you share with them and the resume that gives information about your skills and experience. So even if you don't have skills and experience, your cover letter can say that. So I have always been, this would be a fake cover letter. I've always been interested in how things work and mechanical things. I think that I'd be a great apprentice at your mechanic shop because I'm a quick learner, I can work with my hands, I'm a good team player, and I'm willing to learn. Well, they might take you on rather than some guy who thinks he knows everything or gal who knows everything. So that's the things we need to be thinking about. And then lastly, when you get into your interview, you want to be making sure you're using those same skills. So this is a good sheet of paper for you to think about. This one here with the picture on it is just some keys to success. Now this is something I think if you're a mom or a dad, you should be having every person in your household. If you live with someone or a roommate, this is stuff people need to know. If you move it, put it back. If you make a mess, clean it up. If you break it, admit it. If you can't fix it, call someone who can. If you borrow it, return it. I'd like to say if you borrow it, return it better than you got it. If you value it, take care of it. If you empty it, refill it. If it's not done, do it. If you open it, close it. If you turn it on, turn it off. If you're early, you're on time. If you're on time, you're late. If you're late, you're fired. Don't criticize or blame others. Stand out, follow up, offer solutions, use discretion. All good skill sets. Picture in the bottom is guys saying they're having Mondays, beating up a computer at the bat. Right? Everybody has bad days, but you can control them as you keep your attitude and just follow some basic life rules. This one here talks about your resume. Okay, I don't need to read this all to you. You can read that on your own. That's your resume, how to build it. There are some sites online, and you can just Google employability, resume, cover letter, any of these things, and you will get more than enough sites to help you figure out exactly how to do it. And in fact, they'll give you templates or ideas. So this site here talks about employability, general skills, all of these things, and this is just from looking for employability. Okay, here's some of the skill sets they're talking about: teamwork, collaboration, how you manage conflict, being able to think on your own. Do you look at things as problems or solutions? The integrity piece. And then down here at the bottom of this site, it talks about a cover letter. So if we go here, and you were just to click on that, and again, this is just, you can type in cover letter. Over here it has cover letter basics. So as you're thinking about if you want to do a cover letter for someone, it even has a template. So here's the format. Okay, everything about it's in here. Same thing with your resume. So there's resume builders online, all that. Now this is a page that the case managers will have. I'll be able to send this to you. It'll be on your any of the handouts you'll get from them. But this goes through your career interests. This is a foster youth transition toolkit. And I'm sharing this with you specifically because I wanted you to hear and see some of these things that happen just right in your world. I'm not pretending that it's a different world than everyone else because our stats bear it out. So when you look at employment, issues and who's employed and who's not employed. Foster youth, unfortunately, come behind employment figures because usually of the experience you've had and some of the education issues. So oftentimes people also get hired by their family, right? So that may or may not be happening with you as a foster youth, whether you've lived in a home or out of the home. But when we look at full-time employment here, by the age 24, right, it says that 50% of foster youth will be unemployed. So that's not a good stat, right? So that means everybody in this room, half of you would be unemployed in a couple of years. Even if you do have a job, that you would get unemployed. With 20,000 youth aging out every year in America, that's 10,000 unemployed, right? That's not a great way to restore life and start a new generation and new families, all the things that you want to have happen, all the things we hope for you as you participate in choices. We want you rocking your life, whatever it is. I'm not telling you what to be or how to be it, but definitely these are the skills that are going to get you there. And there's skills that work whether you are working at Chuck E. Cheese or Amazon or a teacher or stay-at-home mom. It doesn't matter. These skills are life skills. And that's why we like sharing. Now, how do you specifically figure out your career? Sometimes it's just working. I've had more jobs than you can imagine. And some of them I absolutely did not like, but they were good for me to learn how to work, or how to work with this population of people, or how to do this. But I guess what it also taught me, what I don't like, okay? I don't like doing some skills and jobs. So I stay away from those and I go to ones that I do like. This page will have resumes for you and ways that you can check out your resume, your cover letter. There's 2 more pages to this handout that we can forward you online. But just wanted you really to see that there's opportunities out there, and for you to chase them and chase your dreams, you need to have some money, and you need to get money from jobs. So specifically in Kern County, I'm going to leave these out here. They're all over the place. This is right off of ETR, who we partner with, America Job Center. You may have heard of Epic. This is a job fair at Arvin. Here is laborers, welder helpers, rig welders, equipment operators, crew leaders, single hand welders, foremen. West Tech we'll have here probably next month. They'll come and tell you how you can get classes paid for to go to West Tech to probably be making. I just met a guy out there that makes $200,000 a year, and he travels the world, and he started at West Tech with a high school diploma. I mean, that's pretty insane. And I'm not saying that that's for you, but I'm not saying it's not. You do whatever you want, but these are just opportunities. There's Class A driver, here's firefighter, this one's career assistance. These are actual classes that will help you move towards things. So here's a correctional supervising cook. This means you're cooking at a prison. Material store supervisor, plumber. So there are tons of jobs out there, tons and tons and tons, and everybody seems to be hired. This is all about the medical field, how you can get into that, all the way from a CNA to a registered nurse. This one here is, again, oil field. Obviously, we live in oil and ag country, so you're going to see a lot of oil and ag type of jobs. Again, oil and ag, welders. This one specifically for youth 18 to 24 is Epic. This is at the Kern County Library, and they will help you and partner with us to give you paid internships, all those things. This one is just about career tracks, including child education, becoming a daycare worker, but also earning your diploma. And then the last one here is exactly kind of what we went through, but even more about your image, your social media content, what you're doing. And this is every Monday an opportunity you have to go to this class at America Job Center. So I'm going to leave these on the table for you to look at. We'll also have all of that accessible for you throughout these guys and your case managers. But man, I just want to quickly get with you and talk about employability. For us at Covenant, we employ former foster. We've probably employed, over 100, and between the coffee houses and all the restaurants and things we've had. And I'll tell you, the folks that have moved on and are doing well and really rocking their own life are people that followed all these traits. I never saw the path some of them would go on, and it's really neat. One of our gals that lived at Building Blocks came through THP, was a case manager that Samantha replaced, is a teacher now at some school in a farming community out in Shafter. Another girl that came through here, went through our program, graduated. She went a college path as well. Now she's a social worker at Kern County. So there's people all over our community that have left Covenant, coffee house jobs, food service jobs, and bounced and gone other places. One young man up and left, went to Texas and works in the oil field. Other people are working in daycare centers or got jobs running Krispy Kreme as a manager. There's people going everywhere. So it's not just oil and ag and all the things we think. You can do whatever you want, and there's funding for you specifically sitting on the table for you to go figure out what you want to do and how you want to do it. So I would take advantage of it, but definitely remember these little lessons about employability and basic life skills, because they'll do nothing but help you in the future. So with that, I'm all wrapped up. Any questions, comments you have, or ideas or thoughts, be glad to talk about it. So anybody?
Okay, well, I don't have a question, but I was going to see if I can speak to you privately.
Okay,
If
you bet.
If that's possible.
That's possible.
Okay.
Anybody else? Good? All right, well, thank you for your attention. Really appreciate it. Have a great rest of your day.
Thank you.
Thanks for coming. Yeah.